Week 4 of the legislative session is over and done. We're approaching the halfway mark. This week had the deadline for legislators to introduce all their legislation. So there's now over 500 pieces in the hopper, many of which have not had their first hearing. We'll talk about just 8 of them today, but first I want to give a shout out to everyone who came for our day at the Capitol. It was another great day of friends and allies. We really appreciate Grace Sargent and Amy Wagner leading the day, and then Tanya Shelnut and Zach Pruitt from Alliance Defending Freedom. They came and shared with us in the afternoon about all the ways that religious freedom and family values are really winning across the nation right now. But let's jump into the legislation. First, 2 updates on bills. The Parental Access to Records Bill, House Bill 1061, has now gone all the way through the House. On a 63-4 vote, the House of Representatives says yes, parents should have access to their kids' medical records. The next is a bill on the 10 Commandments. Senate Bill 51 has gone through the Senate and has had its first House hearing. This is a bill that would require the posting and teaching of the 10 Commandments and other documents in every public school across the state. Again, it's gone through the Senate, had its House committee hearing that it passed this week, and now heads to the full House floor next week. And then finally, we'll talk about 6 bills that haven't had their first hearing yet. 4 gambling bills, one that would increase the number of video lottery machines allowable, one that would increase the bet limit on each video lottery machine, one that would amend the Constitution after going to a vote and allow for a new type of betting, mobile sports betting, and a 4th that essentially goes around the Constitution to add in a new type of betting, horse races, that the Constitution doesn't specify. So we'll be taking a look at those 4 because we know the expansion of gambling comes with a lot of social costs behind it. And another parental rights bill, Senate Bill 113. This is Senator Tamara Grove's bill. This further clarifies and codifies parental rights here in South Dakota. We've seen similar legislation introduced in the past that was unfortunately killed. Senator Tamara Grove is taking another shot at it. This bill would add, again, further protections and clarifications that parents have the right for the upbringing and training of their children. Finally, we're going to talk about a bill regarding obscenity obsessions. So legally, the definition of obscenity, it's not just something that's gross or inappropriate. The Supreme Court has defined what it is. It's a 3-part test, and here's why it's important. So the pieces of the test are, first, it has to be very sexual in nature, offensive in the way that it portrays that content, and third, it has to be lacking any scientific, political, literary, or artistic benefit. It doesn't have any of those benefits. So if something passes all 3 of those things, it's defined as obscene. And the Supreme Court has said that doesn't even count as free speech anymore. It's gross, it's obscene. Why does that matter? Well, for example, in our laws, it's illegal to show something that's obscene to a child. It's harmful to minors. So we have a section of code that says it's harmful to minors to show them this material, unless you're a library or an educational institution. Our laws have carve-outs that literally say, if it's an affirmative defense, if you're a library or other educational institution. You can see the language up here on the screen. We really appreciate Representative Soy bringing legislation to strike these exceptions because harmful to minors is harmful to minors, no matter who you are, full stop. To see all the details on these pieces of legislation and the rest we're working on, always visit our legislative radar, familyvoiceaction.org.